After a breakup, there are no days off. Your pain doesn't take days off, neither can you. I'm Coach Paz Goldman, your relationship and breakup coach. In today's session, you're going to learn 10 things that you must know about your healing journey and how you cannot stop. You cannot say, today, I'm taking a rest day. Your pain doesn't say, today, I'm not going to hurt him like hell. Today, today I'm gonna let him off the hook. I'm not gonna remind him of his ex. Today is gonna be fine. No. And you already know that. This is why you must understand 10 crucial things about your pain, about why you cannot take days off and you gotta push through the resistance. And I always say to you guys, healing, it's about pushing through the resistance. It's sitting in the pain, in the discomfort. You gotta understand, healing, it's like getting off a drug, and you will feel withdrawal symptoms once you are understanding that your ex is not coming back, that you don't want them back, and you actually delete everything and you just made this final decision. And I'm telling you also that a breakup, when someone breaks up with you, you experience the breakup twice. One time they break up with you, and the second time you decide that you don't want them back, that you decide that you don't deserve someone who comes back, you deserve someone who never leaves when you do the work. And then it hits you. Once it hits you, this is where you start feeling the withdrawal symptoms. And the withdrawal symptoms are physical, more physical than emotional and logical and intellectual. So you sit with the pain, and when you sit with the pain, the withdrawal symptoms start to set in, and you don't go for the drug you used to go to. You sit with it, and you say, okay, now what? And then you need to find a substitute. And this is where I'm teaching you guys always to create a substitute of dopamine that you used to get from your ex. Now you will need a substitute, and the substitute cannot be drugs, cannot be alcohol, cannot be Netflix and chilling, cannot be something destructive. It has to be something constructive, like a gym, like eating right, reading, doing the work that we're talking about in this channel and on my program, doing this. And once you have a constructive release of dopamine, not destructive, because dopamine can be released through pornography, through drugs, through alcohol, through all that kind of stuff, which is a destructive way of releasing dopamine. And you're actually teaching your system that you just destroy yourself. You teach your system that this is the way that you're getting happy, that your system releases dopamine, and you just destroy yourself. This is why people get addicted to things that shouldn't get addicted to. Like I said, drugs, alcohol, pornography, and all that stuff. So now it's time for you to rewire your nervous system and say, we are releasing dopamine every time you do something hard, every time we push through the resistance, every time that we are deciding not to fall into the temptation and get the hit from this drug that was your ex, in a form of looking at them, in a form of thinking of them, in a form of stalking them, rereading messages, watching videos that you guys had, or these kind of activities that are extremely destructive for your healing. And you already know that. So let's dive in to number one thing that really want you to know, that pain works every day. So must your healing. Pain pushes you the moment that you wake up. If you don't push it back, it wins. And once it pushes you back, if you don't push back, once it wins, it can actually immobilize and debilitate you. And this is where you will start to create habits. So let's say you feel the pain, you let it win, it submits you, and once it submits you and you don't push back, you say, oh, this is just who I am. And then you start building an identity around your pain, and you say, I'm just weak, or I'm going through a breakup, I'm having a hard time. And you start building an identity around the pain, and it makes you even weaker. This is why you gotta push back, and you got to push through the resistance of not doing anything. You know, I don't even need to tell you. Going to the gym after a breakup, it's probably the hardest thing ever. You look at the dumbbells, you look at the weight, and you say, the weight on my heart is heavier than the entire gym combined. This is the feeling. But you say to yourself, Who am I becoming? Who do I want to be? Once this session is over, who do I want to be? Once this day is over, who do I want to be? Do I want to be proud of myself? Or do I want to just regret things that I didn't do? Or I look at myself and I am ashamed of who I was and the way I conducted myself. And if you used to get validation from your ex, now it's time for you to validate yourself. That's the thing. No one will tell you this, but you need to know. And you know me, I'm a no bullshit coach. I will tell you what you need to hear to heal, not what you want to hear to pay me. And I know that you say, how the gym can heal me? The gym can heal you in a tremendous way because you're rewiring your central nervous system. You got to realize that once you got dumped, discarded, you fell into one out of three states that human beings go through when they are in a survival mode. And it's fight, flight, or freeze, or fawn, actually 4 stages. And once you are in survival mode, your central nervous system decides which one to take. The problem with breakup is that your central nervous system don't pick one, because now it's being fragmented. Your body is in freeze, your mind is fight. So in your mind you're like, I'm gonna fight, but your body doesn't move. Your mind is fighting, but your body doesn't move. And that creates a very distressed and confused nervous system. This is why you feel so stressed and anxious. Now, you got to release this cortisol. You got to release this adrenaline that is flooding your emotion, flooding your system. Because if you don't use it, it's being used against you. This is why I said, if you don't push back, it destroys you. So when you are giving the adrenaline a meaning, you give the adrenaline something to do in a form of a workout, you break your body, and in turn, the mind start to understand, oh, this adrenaline rush wasn't for nothing. It wasn't for nothing. Like I told you, your mind is going on 1,000, but your body is in freeze. It's like pushing the gas pedal and the brake at the same time. It clogs the system. And when you give it an out, when you actually go to the gym and release this energy, your central nervous system says, oh, that's justified, that's okay, that's good. And when you retrain your nervous system, this is how you start to be calm. And when you're starting to be calm, you start realizing things differently. And you cannot process your emotions when you're passive. In a passive state, I always tell you, don't think about your ex and don't try to process your emotions in bed. It's the worst. You gotta move. And once you move, you get different realizations. And you gotta push yourself. Going to the gym after a breakup, it's the hardest thing ever. But it's the most rewarding thing, and it's the most rewriting thing for your central nervous system. So make sure that you do that. And I'm here to help you. If you need any help, I'm here to push you. I'm here to push you. And if the guys that work with me one-on-one, we go to the gym every day. We go together. We do it online. And I push you. And when you do it for just 30 days, this is a complete rewiring of your nervous system. But the trick is to stay active for 30 days. So before you can even do this, you need the intellectual realizations, and you get the intellectual realizations from The Rise of the Phoenix, my online healing coaching program. You can check the link in the description below. When you get the intellectual realization, that gives you the freedom or releases some of your anxiousness and the pain, and gives you some breathing room to actually go to the gym. And when you go, the reward system, and you start to gain momentum. Once you start to gain momentum, you will almost hit a wall. But once you hit a wall, this is where I push you beyond the wall, and you start regaining the momentum again. This is how you pretty much this is how you heal. It's a combination of intellectual realizations and physical activity, and it's a rewiring of your nervous system and learning a lot. It's learning a lot. This time you need to learn a lot. So there are no days off. Number 2 is your emotional system is in survival mode. You must give it structure. Routine becomes your lifeline. Consistency becomes your oxygen. You say to yourself, I wake up at this time. I know some of you guys can't even sleep, but you need to wake up at a certain time. My recommendation is before the sun. Before the sun, somewhere around 5. If you can even earlier, that's fine. and have a structure. Wake up at a certain time. Morning training is mandatory, and after a breakup, you might be able to train twice: morning training and nighttime training. Again, no days off for 30 days. 30 days. So yeah, you need to have a routine. So morning, evening, studying in between, and being productive. Give this breakup a meaning. You need to also give a breakup a meaning. What's the meaning of this breakup? Who do you want to be? Who were you? You forgot who you really were. And this is where you need to rebuild your identity. So you don't just heal by getting over your ex. You're healing by becoming different. And to become different, you need to learn a lot of stuff. You need to go back to who you, I would say go back to who you were, but actually who you were got you to this breakup. So you need to be better than who you were. You gotta elevate yourself. You gotta reinvent yourself. And you gotta build a 10.0 version of yourself. This is something that I'm helping you as well. Cannot go through it in this video, but if you need help and if you wanna get a blueprint for your healing, check the link in the description below. Book a call with me or get the Rise of the Phoenix. Let's get to work. Number 3 is every day you skip becomes a setback. Momentum is everything. Healing is not about intensity, it's about repetition. Small wins, small daily wins beat breakdowns small wins daily beat breakdowns weekly. Some of you guys, when you experience a setback and you say, I'm relapsing, sometimes not even a relapse, it's just a withdrawal symptom that is setting in. But when you have the structure and you go through it each and every single day against everything that your system telling you, this is how it's a win. And what is a win? A win is when you have an excuse not to do something and you do it anyways. So you say to yourself, I'm gonna go to the gym. But I can't, I'm so tired, I didn't eat well, You have all the excuses and you go anyway, that's a win. And another win, it's when you say to yourself, I can't study, I can't do the work, I can't do the program, but you do it anyways, that's a win. A win is when you have the excuse not to do it and you do it anyways. So don't use excuses and give yourself reasons. And when you flip an excuse to a reason, that's it. And when I was going through my breakup, I said, I can't go to the gym today. I didn't eat, I didn't sleep, and I'm tired. And I said, okay, that's the excuse not to go. I'm going to turn it into the reason that I'm going to go. So you flip excuses into reasons. When you do that, this is how you regain power. You start to have a savage, affirming self-talk that will push you and pull you through this challenging time. Not even challenging time, let's rephrase it. This character building time. Number 4 is you're fighting your old identity. It fights back daily. Your brain wants the familiar. Your new self requires discipline. This identity battles is 24/7. It's a battle. And you already feel that this is a daily battle. You gotta win. You have to win. It's do or die. That's it. Number 5, withdrawal symptoms do not take weekends. No. So you don't neither. Trauma bond craving hit at random. Movement and discipline are your medicine. Just move. Just move. When you're immobilized, this is why I'm telling you, if you want to process your emotions, you process them when you walk, when you go to the gym, when you're physically active, your body is just releasing dopamine, it's your cortisol level dropping, it's so different. Just try to think about something in a passive state and an active state, you will see it's two completely different, different outcomes when you are in a passive state and an active state. And I was trying to process emotions and heavy emotions and thoughts while I was passive, and I journaled and I saw the results the outcome that I got. And then I went to the gym and I actually did the work and tried to think about the same thing while I'm in an active state, completely different. And you will get the better outcome in an active state, of course. Number 6, stillness is dangerous early on. Idle time creates emotional relapse because when you are in a passive state and when you are at home and you're just lying down, boredom your boredom creates desire, and your desire lead to vices. So idle time creates emotional relapses. You must stay moving forward. Healing is active, not passive. Some people say that the healing it just takes time, and time will heal all wounds. And this is so not true. This is cannot be further from the truth. Healing time is not the healer. What you do within this time is the healer. It's not the time. And I work with people, sometimes they tell me I'm 6 years into my breakup, 4 years into my breakup. Like, whoa, what have you been doing this time? They waited and they didn't do anything. And when you don't do anything, this is how you will stay stuck. This is why I'm telling you, give me 30 days. Be disciplined for 30 days. And it will benefit you for the rest of your life. It's a skill that you're acquiring now. And you're being forged in the fire. Number 7 is every day you show up, weaken the bond, weaken the pain. Every day you quit, you feed it, you feed the pain. Repetition rewires the nervous system. Daily actions break the loop, like I already said at the beginning of the video. Number 8, this is your rebirth season. Rebirth requires daily fire. You rebuild your confidence, you rebuild your identity, your future every single day. You got to be disciplined. You got to have emotional discipline. Whether you're a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. You have to have an emotional discipline. As a man, I would say it's even more important. You have to have an emotional discipline and not be emotionally reactive. You got to stay strong. You got to stay stoic. And in order for you to stay strong and stoic, that's the daily actions. That's the daily action. It's doing what you need to do, not when you feel like it, but doing what you need to do when you say you're going to do it, regardless to how you feel. Being stoic, it means do what you need to do regardless of how you feel. That's it. Number 9, your ex is not your opponent. Your old self is. You're fighting for the man or the woman that you want to become. You win through relentless daily effort. Relentless. Daily. I think the emphasis, it needs to be daily. Win through relentless daily effort. It's not one-off. Healing, it's not one-off. It's constant. Life is constant. This is why I would say there are no days off at a breakup, and there's no days off in life. I go to the gym each and every single day since I discovered this wonder, the gym. I go every day. For the past year, I go every day. And I don't go for muscles. I go for mental strength. It's mental. The mental gym is more important for me because I'm strengthening my mind to do things that are uncomfortable to me. And when I do things that are uncomfortable, I become stronger mentally. Physically, it's just a byproduct. But mentally, it's everything. Your mind is everything. When your head hits the pillow at night, this is where you start to think who you are, who you were, who you are becoming, by what you're doing. So make sure that you are being the strongest version of yourself by disciplining yourself. Number 10 is when the pain pushes you. You push harder. Pain is proof that the transformation is happening. Pain is not a signal that pain is the signal to go all in. No days off, ever. Ever. You go all in and you say to yourself, that's it. That's it. And you sit with the pain. You sit in the fire. This is how men are made. This is how strong people are being made. Like I said, you're being forged in the fire. Many people cannot sit in the fire. It's hard. It's uncomfortable. It's painful. But think about this. What is the alternative? What is that? There's no alternative. Getting weaker? There's absolutely no alternative. I don't even know what's the alternative. So when you're going through a breakup, you say, this is what it is. This is the cards that I've been dealt with. I don't blame. I don't shame. I just grow. You don't say, my ex did that. They didn't do that to you. They do it for you. And you start shifting the narrative in your mind. You say, this breakup happened for me and not to me. Once you start to say it's happening for me and not to me, you start to see how it happened to you, for you, not to you. If you say, it happened to me, you're the victim. When you say it happened for me, you're the victor. You start searching for different reasons and your brain immediately takes you to different places. That's the thing, you guys. Everything in life is mental. Life is a mental game. And you got to be on top of the game all the time. Once you understand that life is a mental game, you will win. you will win. And once you can override your emotions, once you can just override them but through logic, you process them intellectually, and then when they surface again, you already process them, and this is how you override them. You don't just suppress emotions. I'm not saying just suppress them. I say when they come, realize them, acknowledge them, process them intellectually, do the work that I'm suggesting to you in the Rise of the Phoenix, in my program, in my channel. I'm talking about it all the time. So once you are processing the emotions, when they surface back, you've dealt with them. And once you're dealing with them, this is how you will be able to override them and say, oh, I already know. I already know where this emotion is taking me and what it's trying to tell me. If sometimes the emotion will try to tell you something else, get curious, but don't be hurt by the emotion. Sometimes emotion have a vice grip over on your heart, and you need to be able to release it. And you release it through cognitive ability, through developing your cognitive abilities to understand what this emotion is telling you. When I use anxiety as a fuel, I use stress as a fuel. I said, oh my God, I'm so stressed. So now I'm gonna do more. Many people, when they feel stress or anxiety, they do less. And you need to channel it, you need to change it. But you change it through the perspective. And you say, this stress, it's my body produces adrenaline for me to do something, to act on it, not for me not to do anything. You see, it's just a reframe. You need to reframe a lot of stuff that you've been doing incorrectly up until this point. And I see a lot of people, they heal incorrectly. And when you heal incorrectly, you actually become bitter and not better. And you can know if you heal correctly or incorrectly by what is your attitude towards life. Are you becoming bitter or better? Do you view relationships and dating in a better lens or worse? Do you think that all the relationship, all the dating scene is fucked? Or do you think that the relationship scene is good and you're feeling hopeful? Once you become better, you start to see everything better. But once you're disintegrating, everything is bad. Because you don't blame anything and you don't think that anything is bad once you're doing good. No man that is doing good or woman that is doing good say, oh, this breakup was so awful, look at me. No. When you rise from the breakup, this is when you understand that that was happening for you, not to you. The sooner you can understand that, the better it will be for you. And this is why I'm here to help you understand that. I cannot take away your pain. You're already in it. All I can do is help you reframe why you feel this pain, what you need to do to alchemize this pain into power, beauty, and healing and growth. And once you do, that is it. It can be as simple as that or as complicated as you want to make it. But I like to simplify things, and this is as simple as it gets. With that said, you guys, thank you so much for watching. God bless you on your journey. If you need help, all the links in the description below. I am here for you. I love you, and I'll see you again in the next one.